you.
Okay.
So it records. Okay. Hi, everyone. Jan Copeland with Jan Copeland Coaching for real estate agents, women real estate agents specifically. And you're here for the masterclass, as we're having these master classes every Thursday through COVID-19. And this is a great time to dig in and learn. And so today we have Liz Landers from Doe-Eyed Boutique, and she is an amazing stager here where I am in Richmond, Virginia. And she's going to share with you how to style your listings, what actually that means, and the power of staging. And I had met with Liz a couple of weeks, well, maybe a month or two now, because she's also is a sponsor at the She's Unstoppable Live conference. But I was sharing with her how in my market, people would say, Jan, you have all the most beautiful listings. How do you get them to choose you? And what I shared was that, guess what? It didn't look like that when I first walked in. So I learned how to style homes similar to like a Pottery Barn catalog is styled to captivate and compel people, qualified buyers specifically, to come in and look at your listings. So without further ado, I am going to turn it over to Liz Landers of Doe-Eyed Boutique. Thanks, Liz.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody is sheltering the storm well, or whatever you want to call it. But can everybody see my screen okay? All right, yeah. Wonderful. So I just want to talk through, as Jan introduced, about how to style your listings and kind of the power of staging. I am a statistical nerd, so I promise not to get too bogged down about this. And at the end, I'm going to circle back to it and just kind of tie it all together. But I figure we could start with some staging statistics. 83% of buyers agents reported that a staged home helps the buyer visualize that property as their home, whether it's professionally staged or styled by their realtor. Almost half, so about 44% of sellers believe staging increased the value of the home, a good 6 to 20%. The actual average is at least 9%, a higher sales price. And this part I had never thought about until about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was meeting with some appraisers, and they reported that a staged home actually increases the appraisal value of the home. Because if you think about it, if something's visually appealing to us, we are not going to pick it apart as bad as if it's something that's not visually appealing. So 92% of the buyers use the internet to look for their home prior to even contacting a real estate agent. And 80% of millennials found their home on their mobile device in 2019, which for us here in Richmond, or in like the Tidewater area as well of Virginia, millennials have a strong impact on our real estate market. They're expected to be the largest group of home buyers again in 2020, if everything goes as planned this year, so about 37%. They've always lived in more walkable cities, but in September of 2019, an article was released that stated that millennials are now starting to look in the outlying areas as well, more urban areas. So those millennial-ready homes really need to be outside of those walkable cities as well. And Richmond was actually the #2 city in America attracting millennials. And a lot of that has to do with, we have a lot of breweries here, just to be very honest. So that brings them on in. But now we'll move on to styling your listing and how to make everybody feel at home and welcome when they walk in. So styling has never been more important than it is right now. You know, open houses are being canceled. They're doing a lot of virtual walkthroughs. So we really want to capture the best look. And why should we style? Because very simply, you're selling a product. If you take a business approach with your sellers about their property, it will help get them in the right mindset. So it's no longer their home, it's a commodity. They're entrusting you to get the best return on investment on probably the biggest financial investment they've ever made. So that's how they need to start looking at it, not like, this is my home, this is where we feel comfortable. So I know the majority of the sellers that I've worked with have always wanted top dollar and they want it done quick. So the best way to do that is through styling your listing. Like before any realtor, I know before I got my headshot, I had my hair done, I put on makeup, I put on a halfway decent outfit. So they need to realize that we're going to do the same thing with their house because it is a product. So this is a before photo of one of the houses that I was called into to stage. The houses in this market, in this particular neighborhood, set on the market for about 83 days normally. That was the days to sell. But we went in, we pulled up the carpets, which you'll hear me say so many times, pull up the carpets. And we took out a lot of that well-loved memorabilia that they had around the house, and the house sold in 17 days. So if you just clean it up a little bit, but you don't want to say it that way to your seller. So the first thing we'll look at is the first thing a buyer starts to look at, the curb appeal. I'm going to date myself when I say this, but it used to be that we got the classifieds, we circled the ad, you know, you went through it to find what houses were going to be for sale, and then you drove around the neighborhood and looked at that house, and if it looked good and well manicured on the outside, you're like, wow, these people take care of it, I'm going to add that to my list, and you'd call their realtor. Obviously, now you can get all that on the internet, but when you're physically at the house with a homeowner and you're getting into that lockbox, they are taking in all that curb appeal right up front. So you always want to make sure you have a cute, fresh doormat, something welcoming, possibly one that says hello, a wreath for the front door, and a wreath hanger to go over the door. If there are planters like there are in this one, go ahead and get fresh flowers and put them in it. Mulch in the flower beds is always very important because they're going to be looking around for that. I say mulch is the foundation for your flowers. Like we put foundation on our face, they use mulch in their flower beds. If it's a wooden porch, does the paint need touching up? Are the light bulbs in working order? So then you walk into the home and you enter the entryway. You really want this space to be open and welcoming. I know I've walked into houses and in the entryway, they'll have a table set up with some dishes where you can throw your keys in it. And we definitely want to open up the space. Don't keep it cluttered. If there's a hall tree in it, take down all the coats, hats, and umbrellas. You just want to leave like maybe one quirky hat that's a great conversation piece, or an umbrella, maybe one cute polka dotted jacket hanging on it, something that's complimentary, but it's not got every winter coat from everybody in the whole house on it. And again, if the floors are pretty, pull those carpets up. There is no reason to hide the floors. Next, we'll move on to the bathrooms. I know that's an interesting jump, but I swear I could spend an hour talking to people about their bathrooms, what not to have. We all know people live in that house, but when we're in there, nobody wants to know that the people who live in that house actually use that bathroom. We don't want to see extra rolls of toilet papers, plungers, tissues, shampoo, shower caddies, dirty towels and washcloths, laundry baskets, trash cans, none of that. You definitely want to get them to clean out one of the under cabinets and make enough space where they can put that stuff underneath right before showing. So just pre-pack items that they don't use every day so they can put them there. One thing to keep in your styling kit is definitely a nice set of freshly pressed white towels. And then some faux plants to go on the counter. You can sometimes roll up a nice towel here. If there's a garden tub, something tall for the corners of it. So, and then we can
And
move.
I'm sorry, I just want to say one thing because you touched on it.
Yeah.
Ladies, make sure that not only do you check the outside to make sure all the light bulbs are working, but in
Yes.
every room, and make sure they're not the kind of lights that take a while to get hot and get bright. Light sells, okay? Light, clean, uncluttered. So you need to make
So,
sure that you tell them, hey, you need the white, you know, instant lights when you turn them on. You don't, this isn't the time to use those energy saving lights.
yes. And no bath mats. I forgot to say that. I cannot stand a bath mat. Do I have them in my bathroom? Yep. And I have a coat hanger on the back of my door, and I hang it on the back of my door when I'm done with my shower every day. It hangs up there, it dries, and when I open my bathroom, I don't have to look at it. But there's no reason for bath mats.
Can I tell you my pet peeve? And I see it with experienced agents over here, both in photography and open houses or broker tour. I go out of my mind when there's a toilet seat lifted.
Yes.
I lose it.
Yes.
I just lose it. It is, for the life of me, I can't fathom why anybody who is a professional would not walk through and just make that one little tiny adjustment. It's nothing.
Right. Yeah, it's like closet doors. It kills me when a photographer comes through and photographs an entire room with the closet doors open. I'm like, why didn't you shut the doors? But yeah, so, and you know, definitely, like I said, no trash cans. I cannot stand, you know, nobody wants to see that. No tissues, anything. So in the dining room, one thing you're going to want to keep in your style kit is a nice centerpiece for the dining room table. If it's a really nice table, that's all you need. If the wood's kind of well worn or something, you might want to put a table runner down the middle of it. But I never have tablecloths on them. So if you go over somebody's house and they're like, oh no, we keep the tablecloth on it because that's how we keep our table really nice. That's great. We're going to show everybody how nice it is. Just don't eat in here while your house is on the market. So pull that tablecloth off. Not a lot of side furniture. And what I mean by that is I'm sure we've all been in houses where you walk in someone's dining room and they have their grandmother's china cabinet, their mom's buffet. They have, you know, an antique radio, just stuff on every wall. You want to be able to get a good flow around that dining room table as if you were getting ready to have a party and people needed to walk around there to get food. So some of those items they might want to move. Some people say to the garage. I personally feel a garage should reflect the house, but you know, that's neither here nor there. They just need to get it out of that room. Let's get it out of that room and showcase how large that room is. If there's silver there, it definitely should be polished. If your client isn't willing to take the time to polish that silver, it's going to show up in the picture. That's what everybody's eye is going to be drawn to, so pre-pack it. If there's a china cabinet, make sure it's organized. This is all about presentation. You don't want every person's china shoved in there or every wine glass. Let's pre-pack some of those items because they probably aren't going to use them. And again, show off the floors. So the kitchen. The kitchen is one of the most used rooms in people's houses, and it's a huge selling point. We do not want a lot of counter clutter on it. I don't want to see your toaster. I don't want to see your crock pot, your pressure cooker, your rice cooker, your blender. All that does not need to be out. Let's clean up the counters. Pre-pack some unnecessary items that they aren't going to use every day and put them away in storage. And then your counter items that you do use on a regular day, like if you're a big smoothie person, just that pre-packed cabinet, have a space where that smoothie machine can go up in the cabinet every day. Medication should not be sitting out. You don't know who's going to be coming through your house, and those things are easily swiped. Pull up all the rugs, again, even in front of the sink. Trash cans should not be visible. You can put out stuff like nice vases or bowls with faux lemons in them. Kirkland's has some great faux lemons right now. They have greenery stuck to them, so you get the bright green and the bright yellow if they open back up. And a cookbook on a stand is always nice to keep. A wine bottle with 2 glasses. Something cute you can do with the wine bottle is we staged a house and we took a bottle of champagne and we set it in the house with the wine glasses. Once the house sold, we took a note in with our business card, tied it around the top of the champagne bottle saying, "Welcome to your new home," and stuck it in the new buyer's refrigerator because the fridge was conveying. So then it's a nice surprise when they get in to open it up. Of faux plants again, and any accessories with some height to them, that can be your vase with lemons. A coffee pot is acceptable to me to leave out on the counter. Everybody needs their coffee, and you can position them just right so they look good. If there's a nook for a kitchen table, then go ahead and put a centerpiece on that. It could be the centerpiece out of the dining room. You only need one. If you're there with the photographer, and you can move it and set that over. Really trending right now are cutting boards. You could have they're easy to carry around. You can throw them in a tote bag. Take the 2 or 3 cutting boards, prop them up of different shapes and sizes. So if there is a nook with a kitchen table, just like in the dining room, walk around that table and see if it's a round table, if you need all 4 chairs. Or if you took away 2 chairs, would it really open the space up? Please tell me if I'm going too fast or.
Great, you're going great.
Okay. So, and then we'll move on to the family room. And I mainly just hit on the main rooms in this. I didn't hit on, kids' rooms and stuff like that, but we can talk briefly about them if you guys want. But we want any prospective buyers to actually visualize themselves living in that home. Therefore, pre-pack all the personal photos, even if you had them in the entryway. And I'm sure this one's a no-brainer for everybody. But lots of times I've had clients who were very apprehensive about taking down their personal photos. They really didn't want to. And they had children. And I just told them, not only do we want people to be able to visualize themselves here, but this was when we were doing open houses. You don't know who's going to be coming through your home. So it's a safety issue. You can even approach it in that way. Not to scare them, but hey, you have these beautiful daughters living here. You don't know who's going to be walking through your home. Let's not advertise how fabulous your jeans are. Let's pack those pictures up in advance. Just make them feel really good about it. Keep accessories to a minimal. We don't need every knickknack. That's kind of why I use this picture, because you can see it's just kind of one accessory in each cube. It's very well balanced. Again, a nice centerpiece for the coffee table. You can bring in something new or just drag that centerpiece from the dining room to the kitchen to the coffee table. And again, some greenery. I love using faux boxwoods as well as very tall grass. I'm not sure if y'all can see, but behind me I have a big vase in my office with some gigantic grass sticking out of it. And it just really brightens up the space. I would keep a piece of artwork for over the fireplace. They always look beautiful. In this particular home, it was occupied and they had a TV up there, so we didn't put artwork there, but we did put a little bit of texture on this wall. A vase or lantern for the hearth. You can see here, this one has some nice height to it. And it also plays in well with the colors out here. So it ties in the whole room. Fresh pillows for the sofa. If the sofa in that room has the pillows that came with it sitting on it from the room store or wherever, get rid of the pillows. They can take them with them, but we don't want them in the pictures. I would get yourself some very nice pillows from Home Goods. You can get them for a pretty reasonable price, and freshen up the pillows on the sofa for the pictures. Get them in fairly neutral colors, and then maybe one or two that are pops, you know? So in this room, some yellow would have been beautiful on the other side of that. Oftentimes a nice throw blanket too is nice over the end. So make sure the room has a lamp if it has no overhead lighting. We run into that a lot. If they're built-ins, you definitely want a balanced display. You don't want, you know, it to be books from one end to the other. 2 or 3 books is fine. They can be positioned just so in each space. And that's also a great place to put in those little signs that are so popular these days that say, let's stay home, or this is us, or, you know, and that really gets the buyer thinking like, oh yeah, it would be fun to stay in this house, or, you know, a nice welcome home, or bless our nest. You know, it's a great either on the coffee table or in a setting like this, just to get that buyer's wheels turning, thinking, yeah, this could be my space. And then of course, clean under the sofas. When that photographer takes the picture, they can blur it out, but when somebody walks through your home, if they're walking far enough away and they see a kid's sock or somebody's Ugg sticking out from under there, I found my Ugg that way the other day, it's really not a pretty sight. So this is a before and after of when we were called in to stage. It was an occupied house, but you can see they had some very well-loved furniture. So we went in and just kind of spruced it up and put in, and just, it makes the room that much brighter, just changing out the furniture a little bit. So the master bedroom, that should be a retreat. Everybody wants to run to their master bedroom and hide from the world. In my life, my master bedroom is the last room I get to at the end of the day, and so my clothes have not been put away. So, but when we sell a house, it's completely different. We want to use some, we don't want to see any mattress or box spring on the floor. That is a pet peeve of mine, and I'm really surprised that people live that way. Jan and I have actually had that conversation. I was so shocked. Some nice white Euro pillows to put across the back in case there is not a headboard, and either gray or white bedding. Most people's master beds are king size. So one comforter that's white or gray, not very busy with patterns, and a complimentary throw pillow, some spa-like accessories, a bed skirt. Lots of people don't have bed skirts, and you can see the frame of their bed down here. Amazon has these great bed skirts. They're elastic waisted, so you don't have to try to shove them in between the mattress and the box spring, and they're under 20 bucks. You buy one and you just whip it around the bed, and they come in multiple colors, and then they just hang down. And you don't even have to iron them. You can throw them in the dryer with something wet, and it takes the wrinkles right out. So some nice artwork. These are the ones I have in this picture are from Joss in Maine. It was a set of bird prints, all different sizes, and it's like 9 of them come in a pack. So it was a pretty good priced investment, but with that one pack of 9, I can do multiple rooms. I can tie in a whole house. I can do multiple masters. So that's something to think about if you want to go further with your artwork. Again, use some faux plants for the dresser to add some height. And again, this is where you can use those "This Is Us" signs on the nightstands. There's no lamp. If there's no overhead, make sure there's a lamp. People really need to look at their closets, as I'm sure y'all tell everyone, and thin them out. And the floor in the closet should not be used as storage. You don't want to see bins on the floor of these closets packed full of things, because immediately that causes the buyer to think there's not enough storage in the home. So this is a master that we walked into. It was a fully renovated house in the Museum District, and the bathrooms were to die for. And we walked in, the mattress and box springs are on the floor, and this is their bedding. We did not add a headboard. All I did is put a bed frame under it you can get them at Walmart, the metal bed frames, put one of those elastic bed skirts on it, and they like the sizes like a queen is also a king is also a full in those elastic bed skirts. We put some nice artwork above it and used those Euro pillows and throw pillows. And the pictures turned out great. Doesn't look like the same room. So styling isn't just for occupied properties. This is a vacant home. We were asked to come in, and the realtor said, look at this. She had her painter come in and paint the walls of the house to tone them down, but she couldn't afford to also have the molding painted for her clients. And where we are, everybody wants white molding right now. So she actually asked me to drop a white sofa in the room to take away from the brown. But I let her know that if I drop a white sofa in there, that brown's going to stand out even more. So we went in, brought a dark leather sofa in there that very much matched the molding, and it looked great. Now the molding just blends with the room. You don't notice it as much because you're looking at that sofa in the room. Whenever we style or stage, our whole point is to showcase the fixed assets of the home. It's not about, oh, look at this pretty picture we put on the wall. It is completely about, let's make this a blank canvas. We're putting stuff in it, but what I'm trying to do is showcase the fixed assets of that home. So I'm showcasing this brown, but in a very pleasurable way, or pleasing to the eye, I should say. This is another vacant where it has, you can see some holes. And so if you're walking through it, you might think, wow, what am I going to do with that? So we came through and just placed a few little things there, and it's still there. You can still see the top of it here, but it doesn't jump out at you. So a potential buyer would not look at it as harshly, because when they put a TV over there, it's going to cover it completely up. And this is where you can also see we use some of those signs, worry less. I think there's one sitting over here. I can't see it, but yeah, follow your heart, trying to just get them to start visualizing themselves there. So I said we would start and end with the statistics. So let me tie these in for you. So we actually got a call from a realtor. They had had a house on the market for 60 days. It was getting ready to go to 61. The homeowner was ready to take a price cut. The house had been virtually staged. It was in the Museum District of Richmond, which is a hot, hot area. You can walk to so many things. And being virtually staged, they had all that foot traffic, but when the people physically stood there, even if they had their cell phone in their hand and they're looking at, oh, it looks like this online, they couldn't see it there. So instead of taking a price cut, and they were going to take like a $5,000 price cut, they paid us to come in and stage it. Our staging did not cost as much as their price cut. The house sold in 3 days with multiple offers. It went above the asking price. It appraised for that amount because it was pleasing to the eye. So it raised the appraisal value. And the home seller was incredibly happy. So all these statistics do tie in together. People were finding the home on the internet. They were looking on their mobile devices. So if you take the time to style that listing, it does pay off. So since we are all sheltering in place and social distancing these days, we have been working hard on something, and I was going to share it with you all. We just revamped our website, and I'm probably going to have to change what I'm sharing. Am I, or can you see? Can you see the new website, Jan?
No, I'm looking at 30-minute staging and design. So you want to unshare, like get out of sharing, and then share again, and then choose wherever your website is.
It popped up, but it just doesn't do it as pretty. So we just released our new website, and we have links on here. Let's talk by phone, all the different services we offered. We're really excited. So we spent some good time. That's my little office manager right there. He's also my alarm system and bouncer. And then just a few statistics. See, the staged homes sell for at least 9% more. Some of our work, we do a lot of holiday decorating. And then some of the speaking and workshops. But one button I wanted to point out is this, let's talk by phone. Because right now we are offering that links to our calendar. I'm going to stop sharing again and go back here.
Hey guys, can you guys see what she's doing? Because my my laptop, I have a Mac, and the flower of doom is I mean the color wheel is just spinning. Can everybody else see?
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see, and I'm on a Mac too, so.
Okay.
I can see as well.
Well, we are offering 30-minute staging and design services to help as we shelter in place free of cost right now. And those can be done anywhere, you know, throughout the US or wherever you guys are. There's no cost to it. We just want to help your home buyers get their house ready to be sold for your virtual walkthroughs that are being filmed and everything. So we'll send out an email to them, tell them appropriate ways to take pictures so we can look at them together with them in a very similar call such as this, and then give them some advice on different things they can do to make that house pop.
I think that's awesome. Hey, is there any way that you could like stop sharing and see if that'll help? Because I can't see anyone now. If I'm the only one affected, I'm okay with that, but.
I can't see you anymore.
So did you stop sharing, Liz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I guess keep talking, or maybe I'll get out and then I'll come back in. Well, no, I'm recording.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep going. Just keep going.
Okay, so I'm gonna start sharing one more time.
Okay.
But anyway, so yes, we just want to help as much as we can. Anyone right now, it's a really crazy time. We're all lonely, so we're happy to talk. And then, why am I not going forward? We're going to be sending out just this little thing, styling your listings. It's got this great photo that shows different ways to style it, adding in some texture pieces, keeping it minimal but very visually appealing. And then things underneath that y'all can easily purchase for your style kit. A front door wreath, over the door hanger, at least one table centerpiece that you drag all over the entire house, cookbook with stand, wine bottle and glasses. So just different things we've talked about in there. One thing I didn't mention was a plain shower curtain and plain shower curtain hooks, because sometimes you go in a bathroom and they have a very wildly colored shower curtain and you transfer that out with like the white waffle weave shower curtain, and then it's got like these huge turquoise hooks on it. So you can get all these things for fairly inexpensive. I will tell you the best place to buy a metal bed frame if you feel like hoisting a mattress and box spring up is Walmart. They're like under 40 bucks. So if anybody has any questions or wants links, an easy way to hang pictures, if y'all are gonna invest in some artwork, is a thing called a monkey hook. and you can get those right off of Amazon as well. You don't need a hammer and nail or anything like that. You just flump them. They like go right through the wall. I'm not sure how well they would work on like old plaster walls, but now on regular walls, they just go easily through, and then it's got a hoop on it. And so you can just hang the picture right on that as long as you have picture wire on the back of it. So there are all sorts of little neat tricks that you can do. Does anybody have any questions or?
One thing I just wanted to say was that I had, when I was an agent and for my clients, I chat with them about when we go through the listing side of business, investing in your own styling kit, because there will be some clients who won't pay for staging. And if you feel so inclined, you can pay for staging, because believe me, it'll make your job a lot easier. I am a huge proponent of styling at minimum, staging ideally. And so, you know, that would include some of the things that she has here, you know, exactly what she has here. And then, what was the other thing I was going to say? And like, I got everything for mine at Home Goods, like just everything. You just go in there, it's a tax write-off. And, you know, because sometimes people's houses look 70% there, and it's just a matter of taking out their red accessories and putting in ivory. You know what I mean? Because Chip and Joanna Gaines. Anyway, I thought I'd throw that out.
No, I think that's great. And yeah, Home Goods is wonderful, wonderfully dangerous. So that's all I had, unless anyone has any questions. I didn't want to go too in depth and bore everyone, but I hope it was useful.
Janet says, I need for you to do a road trip to Martha's Vineyard.
On it.
Yeah, I wish we could, right?
Right.
I wanted to just thank Liz, if we could all give her a round of applause, because that was just really amazing. Liz is amazing.
Thank you.
And the fact that she is allowing, I say allowing, you know, giving you, you know, that consult. Is it one consult, a 30-minute consult?
No, I mean, I'll do it, like if they want to give it to your current people who are your current sellers, you know, I'm happy to talk with your sellers. I would just need to connect with you first and the 30-minute free would be totally for them. And I'd send them an email to prep them, and I could copy you on it, prep them how to move forward in this and how to take the appropriate pictures and then get them in front of us, so that we can help them style their listing, since right now we really are social distancing. Or we can show up in a hazmat suit. It's totally up to you guys.
Liz, so when you bring so some of the pictures you showed with the well-loved furniture that you brought in, obviously new improved furniture, do you have that you keep like in a warehouse and then you take it in and out, or do you coordinate or have an arrangement with like a furniture store where they'll allow you to use the furniture? And then, you know, because, you know, you might have the greatest pictures, which obviously you do, but if we've only staged it for that photo and then we walk through and we've got the sad furniture again, it kind of ruins it. And you know, if I'm looking at like the Property Brothers, so they'll tell the people, they'll stage it, and we're going to sell your house, and you know, you have to keep it looking like this for the 5 days or whatever it miraculously sells for. But how do you, because we don't have access to a lot of that stuff up here.
Right. And so all of the things I use in staging, I own.
Okay.
I prefer to own my own inventory versus rent it. I want to know where my inventory's at, who's touching it, where it's been, especially right now. So I do own all my own inventory, and yes, I have a warehouse that it all goes back to. All the pictures that you saw, that stuff wasn't just for the pictures, it stayed.
That was my question was, do you leave it there until it at least goes under contract.
Yes, ma'am. I leave it there normally through the inspection addendum being signed off on. Once you've
Okay.
gotten through that process, it's normally pretty good. You know, there's less likely that anything is going to fall out after y'all signed off on that
Is
inspection
there a
addendum.
contract that you make them sign? Because I know some stagers do a 30-day or a 60-day or a 45-day.
Yes, I do have contracts that I do with my real estate agents. If the homeowner's hiring us, then we do it directly with the homeowner.
And do you allow, most stagers that I know, and I forget how you stand on this, will say that if it's occupied, the furniture can't stay because they don't want, you know, little Johnny spilling something on it. So is that the norm that, you know, the stager will bring it in for pictures and then in that case it goes?
Nope, that's why my company is called Doad Boutique. I truly take a boutique approach to staging. I would not have my business if it wasn't for you guys. So it doesn't behoove me to put this pretty furniture in it for a picture and then worry about little Johnny spilling something on it and ripping it right back out for the picture. You just paid a lot of money for a moment in time. So I do leave the furniture for the duration, even if it is occupied. If there's bedding put in the house on the master bed and stuff like that, I do charge a cleaning fee because all of it does have to go away and get cleaned before it can come back into stock. But yes, ma'am.
So how did you move from real estate to staging?
I'm not in real estate. Like, I started my business as a holiday decorator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Christmas is my jam, Janet. I love the holidays. And I started decorating people's homes and businesses for the holidays. I do some historic monuments, historic landmarks down in the city of Richmond for them.
Yeah.
And a lot of my clients were realtors, and they said, "Hey, Liz, you've got a great eye. Would you like to stage a house for me?" And I jumped right on. And we've been moving ever since. And now the news station CBS picked us up to stage one of their events. And so our business keeps broadening, and it's a lot of fun.
Because we have no stagers up here.
Wow,
None.
crazy.
Sure.
Yeah, and you're in Martha's Vineyard.
Right off of that. We're the island off of Boston. We're the other island other than Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that really is surprising because, I mean, you have estates there and they're gorgeous.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
do you wish there were a stager there? Or, you know?
I would love, you know what I'd love is, so I think I've talked to you about it, Jan. I've got this beautiful historic captain's house that it is meticulously restored, but nobody wants a meticulously restored interior captain's house. It's that whole light, bright white thing. They don't want period perfect wallpaper or, you know, or the furniture. They want open concept. They want all of these things that will sell. And it's hard to even help people visualize. And it's, you know, that they can come in and the wallpaper can be removed. We're talking a lot of cosmetics. We're not talking about too much structural, but it's just a challenge. It's a real challenge. And then my other question is, I have another home that should have sold, but I am convinced, and I don't know how to broach my sellers on this. They live part of the life in Florida and part of the life in the vineyard. And the interior and even the exterior colors are Florida, turquoise. The vineyard is black, blue, and white. And so when people see it, it's an immediate, it sort of jars them. And it's hard for me to say, you know, I really think if we could not put the turquoise Adirondack chairs in the front yard or the turquoise umbrellas on your large, lovely front porch, if we could dull it down a little, it's kind of, it's her favorite color. It's her favorite color. So
Which-
it's turquoise, loves turquoise. Oh my God, it's everywhere.
Would she be willing to, like, don't you want to take this turquoise to Florida?
They have a house already there.
Well, the bottom line is what I recommend saying is, hey, Suzette, Georgie, whatever her name is, we've been on the market for XYZ time, and I had I get together with top brokers here, and I know it sounds weird, but I have to give you some feedback, and I'm going to preface it by saying this, that we need to be highly cognizant of what the buyers in each particular price range are looking for. And, there's a certain, not stigma, but there's a certain expectation here on Martha's Vineyard and in this price range, and it's navy and white. And I don't know why, and I love your turquoise stuff, but I had a meeting with a stager or a styler, whatever you want to say. And you know what? I'd like to retake some pictures or whatever you want to do. But you say it's not about what you like. It's about what your qualified buyer pool likes.
Right. And well, then we have another problem because they have cats. So that's a whole different
Oh,
ball
God.
of wax.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? You have to say that. I mean, and I used to have on my listing appointments, I would have a showing thing, a showing leave behind.
Yeah.
No proof of any animals living there.
Yeah.
To the extent that you can. Absolutely not, especially not in pictures. And not for the experience, and no of those Glade plugins. Oh my gosh, when
no.
it makes me sick, those Glade plugins.
No, and the challenge is because the cats are there. I had a very qualified buyer come in. This house has gorgeous water views. You can't even buy a property with these kind of water views on the island at this price. The woman is allergic to cats. Within 10 minutes, she was out the door.
Yeah.
And she didn't even see a cat. It's not even that, because cat dander is, if you're allergic, you're allergic. And so it's just it's a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, and I always told people with cats and dogs, and I have a dog. It's not like I'm an animal hater, but so many people have allergies or are afraid they're going to get allergies. Because if you don't have allergies now, our bodies change every 7 years, so you might get one. And some people are like, they'll ask you, "Are there any animals in the home?"
Yep, and you have to say,
"Get them out."
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like when we go back to that, and it sounds like these people don't really need to worry about it, but looking at it as a product to sell, not like this is my second home where I have all my great turquoise because it's my favorite color, but this is we're trying to sell this product for you.
Yeah.
It's like if a Coca-Cola can was turquoise, would everybody like Coca-Cola as much as they do? Maybe not, because it's not as appealing to everyone.
No, that's great feedback. When they get back from Florida, whenever they get back from Florida, I will, suggest this, because I think it makes a difference visually.
I think it's really important at this time while we're home and we have some time, make videos, something like that, seller series, day one, things that you may not even think of. And that way you can send them the video and let them listen to it. And if they don't like video, you can send it to rev.com and have it printed out as an email, or you can just pull out the audio and send it to them like a podcast, however they want to receive it, and let them listen to something like that.
Yeah.
Because, like I see cats as house messer-uppers. I don't even know what to say. Animals destroy houses, period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen dogs destroy houses. I've seen cats destroy houses. I mean, so, we have one pet and it's a little 8-pound dog. You know what I mean? It's like, and even that, but I'm just saying that, and the Glade plugins, how many times do we walk into Glade plugins?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I have to get out of the house. I have to tell y'all something funny. This is on a funny note, especially when you know how absurd our prices are up here for what you get. So this new house came on the market and it's broker tour, and I walk up and it's a 900, not even, maybe a 900 square foot house that's on the market for 900,000.
Oh my God.
And I was sitting there with another agent that works with me. We got to the house a little early before the agents that were listing it got there. And so I look at the house and I realize that every single window shade is pulled down, and all, obviously, because it's winter still up here, all the windows are shut. So finally, they come out, they open the door, and I notice right to the side of the front door, there's a window open. We walk up. I didn't even get near the house. The smoke came out. And I just, I was like, I was like, if I'd known that my house had that kind of a smell, I would have been there 2 hours early and opened it up and at least I couldn't even walk through the house.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that's an ozonator. You can rent, maybe not on the island, but here, in my markets, you could rent an ozonator, and that's what they use at car dealers to get rid of smoke smell. But it'll kill you. You can't be there while it's on. It pulls the ozone out or something. I don't know, but that's the only thing that works.
I've never been by anything that when the window opened, the smoke came out to where I was, and I just looked at them and I said, this is gonna be the fastest walkthrough we've ever done.
Yeah.
I can't stand the smell. I'll go nuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got called to, I told Jan about it briefly, got called to a house to stage, and it's the first time I ever had given a quote without going in the house, because I think every house has a vibe and I like to decorate towards that. And I got there and I opened the glass door, not the house door, and the smoke already hit me.
Yeah.
And the homeowner did not want to put any more money into the house. And so it was a gentleman. And I asked him, I said, well, if you were putting your picture on a dating profile, would you put your picture up there with a cigarette hanging out of your mouth?
Exactly. That's hilarious.
Because that's how you have to like correlate it. Just like the turquoise. Does she wear turquoise eyeshadow? Probably no. So like, it's a product you're selling. It's just like, if you want people to take you seriously, you wouldn't do those things on your body. Why are you going to let them pass at your house?
Exactly.
Like paint's makeup for a house. That's what I always tell people.
Exactly. Well, Liz, thank you so much. Now, if you have anything, Liz, just get it to me. If you
will.
And something out, we can email it out. Next Thursday, I don't know if it's next Thursday or the Thursday after, but we have a style coach, a personal style coach, because as you know, every Thursday I want to have something for you ladies. So her topic, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's, how to present yourself in style, dressing for who you want to be, how you want to put yourself out there, even if, times like these. And I can tell you right now that I have my pajama bottoms on. So I did my hair, I did my makeup, I had pajama bottoms on. So I'll show you my pajamas on the bottom. So anyway, but you still have to, present yourself, because hopefully we're scheduling virtual appointments. And so she's really amazing, Haley Nuffer. And so either this next Thursday or the Thursday after, we will have that as a master class. So, all right, let me see if there's anything else. All right. Yeah, everybody said that sounds like quite an opportunity for a business in Martha's Vineyard. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.